general perception of the private sector towards the AEC?
There's still a lot of skepticism because they think we are different than Europe. When we are talking about EU, European Union, they say, yeah, they can unify because they are already the same standards. They don't have problems in the economy. But we have to develop our own economy. But now we have to unify it, and we have to make sacrifices here and there. But they say in EU, you don't have the same problem what we have. But actually, when we talk with the EU people, they have that problem too. During the first years, and French is
French
protesting,
and
Germany, French, protesting about agriculture and farming, all these kind of things, And now they have problem, now it is the problem now we have faced between the ASEAN countries is now what they face between the initial country members with the new members, which is the ex-East Europe. And now there are, some other countries who is joining them, but they have to be subsidized by the others.
How alert are private sectors towards the AEC?
In business, everybody is alert in business. But the main people, they are not yet that alert. That was one thing that we have to do in all countries is to filter down all the information. That we are one, that although you're Thai, I'm Indonesian, but if we are here together, okay, we have the same understanding. We can do business easily. We can understand each other, And when we are talking about ASEAN, it means we. Not anymore Thailand or Indonesia. But in ASEAN, if we have ASEAN food, what is ASEAN food, Maybe we have to establish an ASEAN food, But there's a Thai food like, the tom yum is the famous, nasi goreng from Indonesia, all this kind of thing.
I think food is still fine. Europeans, they still divide the food.
That's why.
French still think.
That's why if we looked into the socio-cultural sector, it is much more easier to go from that sector. Like we are talking about food. I mean, then the unification is there. People will more understand. And now it's actually, I think in everywhere, most people knows about the other ASEAN food, they understand about it. So it's not become, that's one thing also we go through the social culture. Although we have the three pillars, isn't it? Social culture, political and security and economy. But the main thing is the economy now is the focus, But actually, social culture is the binding of historical binding between the countries.
How are businesses adapting to the upcoming changes for AEC?
Everybody is trying hard to adapt on it, because actually once they realize, how it is easier to do business in this area.
Is it easier or harder?
Should be easier with the new agreements between the parties, with the blueprint that has already certain standards has been achieved, and also knowing the culture to the business between the people of the countries. I think it's much more easier. Like I think the Thai with the Laotian with the Cambodian, if they do business, they do more they can understand better than if you have to do business with an American or with a Frenchman. Yeah, with Indonesia, with Thailand, we don't speak the same language, but we can understand the tradition. We can understand if you smile, it means it can be yes, it can be no, but this kind of smile is yes, this kind of body language means no, you know. You can understand more, so in achieving that, this is much more easier.
Would small and medium-sized enterprises have more problems in adapting?
Actually, if we are talking about the formalities that each country has, yes, that is the whole problem. But if these formalities is out, actually, they are more easily adapting to each other. You know, if they are, there's a lot of these SMEs transact between them. Outside the formalities, they have their own ways. Like I met somebody, I visited, we have a meeting sometimes, some few years back here in Bangkok, and we are three Indonesian, and we have dinner somewhere near that night market. There's a lot of restaurant. We just sit there, and we start talking Indonesian, you know. And then suddenly somebody from another table come and said, hey, I'm an Indonesian too, he said, because he understood what we are talking. Oh, good. So what you doing? Oh, I'm a trader. I'm a trader in a sense, an SMB. He sells products, textile, handicraft from country to countries. From Indonesia, he brings something, maybe through one suitcase or two suitcases. He goes to KL, he sells his goods, buys something from KL, he moved to Thailand, and then he said, up to the border between Thailand and Cambodia or somewhere, or China and Cambodia, that's the most cheapest textile that I can get. He came there, moved from there, and then we asked, why don't you open a stall like, you know, in the night market, you have that stall. Why don't you open like that and sell your thing? Oh, no, that's too formal. Then I need to get permits, that and this. But, you know, but I have my friends everywhere. I can sell my goods. I can buy my goods. And he keep on moving between countries.
Right. Would we see less of those formalities?
That's just one thing that we have to do. This is also, when we are talking about connectivity, it's not only about infrastructures, but also about regulations. How we can make people move easily. Talking about visa, talking about customs, all kind of things. This is something that we have to work hard on it. This is something that the government really have to change.
What is the ASEAN Business Forum?
The ASEAN Business Forum is a forum that I think it is initiated by the Thai Management Association. It is held once a year. It's meant to put together the business people and to share their experiences, to share their knowledge and how to understand each other more, and how then to share what is their experience in becoming unified, you know. And I think it was last year or 2 years ago, I was requested to give a presentation together with some other ASEAN business people. So it is a nice forum, you know, to have an ASEAN forum whereby it should move. It's not only ASEAN outside Thailand coming into Thailand, but maybe it should be held this year in Thailand, maybe next year in Myanmar. But inviting, the forum is always there, inviting these people to come, so that it's not only the Thai business people who can hear from other ASEAN business players, but also if you go to Myanmar, let's say, or to go to Cambodia, it's nice if TMA can organize this, you know, not only having the ASEAN Business Forum in Thailand for the Thailand business people, but have it for the benefit of the ASEAN countries. It will be very useful, you know, having an ASEAN Business Forum organized by TMA and then supported maybe by chambers of each country, and invite speakers from all the ASEAN countries. But it means it is for the benefit of the businessmen and at that particular country.
What would be your advice to anyone watching our program right now who might be business owners and they want to start to learn more about the AEC or to understand it more? What would be your advice to them?